question set 3. There's a scenario and 3 questions. The scenario is the owner of the Rajapaksa grocery store has decided to buy software to make his day-to-day business easier. The owner of this store has entrusted your organization to develop this software. Assume you are working as a software developer for this company that you have assigned to create a software database. So there's a grocery store called Rajapaksa Grocery, and the owner has decided to buy a software to make his daily operation much more efficient. So the owner trusted our organization and my organization. In this organization, I work as a software developer, and my task is to create a software database. The first task of the question is use Rajapaksa DB for the name in the database. Draw an ER diagram. Second is create a database using the following data. So there's a customer table, product table, and brand. And they are given the column names, data types, and length. Third question is customer who come to the store can buy as many items as they like. The store owners say that all purchased items must be stored in a database with a record. Design the database accordingly. Use the ER diagram for this. Now I'm going to use MySQL Workbench. In MySQL Workbench, you can create ER diagrams by going to File and click on New Model. In here, double click MyDB and enter the database name. Rajapaksa_DB and close this tab, and this will rename to Rajapaksa DB like this. To create ER diagram, double click Add Diagram, and it will take us to a new tab. In this empty sheet, we can create the tables. To create tables, click on this icon, place a new table. Click on this icon and click on anywhere in this sheet. So like that. Now I'm going to edit this table, double click, and you can, in this tab, you can enter all the necessary information about the table. The first table is the customer, and the first column is customer registration number, Vacha 10. This is the primary key. This is the primary key of this table, and the second column is first name. Vacha and length is 45. Last name same. Vacha length is 45. Gender Vacha 10. Contact number Vacha 10. Close this tab, and as you can see, the entity is created. I'm going to repeat the same steps to create other two tables. Brand ID, this is the primary key of this table, and brand name, Vacha maximum length is 10. Close this tab. Brand entity is created. Next is table. Double click product ID Vacha 10, product name Vacha 45. Product ID is the primary key of this table. Close this tab. Now all the entities are created. Now I am going to define the relationship between these entities. The first relationship I am going to define between product and brand. So in product, a product can have one or many product can have only one brand, and one brand can have only one product. So this is one brand can have many products. So this is a one-to-many relationship. To define one-to-many relationship, click on this icon, this one, and first you have to click on the many side and then one. Now the one-to-many relationship is created between these two entities, and I want to explain what this horizontal and 3 vertical lines means. This horizontal line means 1, and this 3 vertical line means many. So this means one or many product can have only one brand. This double horizontal means one and only. So one brand can have one or many products, and one or many products can have only one brand. So this is the relationship between these two entities. Next question is, customers who come to the store can buy as many items as they like. The store owner says that all purchased items must be stored in a database with a record. Design the database accordingly. Use the ER diagram for this. So as you focus on this part, the highlighted part, in here it says customers who come to this store can buy as many items as they like. So many customers can buy as many items as they like, as many items or products as they like. So this is a many-to-many relationship between the customer table and the product table. But in relationship, there is no customer, there is no many-to-many situations. Instead, in relational database, it creates a new table and becomes one-to-many and one-to-many. I'll show it to you. Create a many-to-many relationship by clicking on this icon and click this and product, customer entity and product entity. So now, as I mentioned, a new entity or a table is created. First, I'm going to change the name. This is the default naming convention. Customer has product. I'm going to change this to invoice. I'm also going to change this name. Customer registration number. Product ID. In here also I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut this first brand. Okay. So as I mentioned, when creating main-to-main relationship, the relational database instead will create a new table and it will give one-to-many relationship. So in here, customer can have many invoices, one-to-many. Product can have many invoices, one-to-many. So this is how main-to-main relationships are created in relational database. Another thing I want to explain is this solid line and this dotted line and this solid line. This solid line is called non-identified, which means that in here, as you can see, this both customer registration number and product ID both are considered as primary keys, not as foreign keys, primary keys. This means that this invoice depend on this both table. So if the customer and the product doesn't exist, this invoice also doesn't exist. If customer doesn't exist, this invoice doesn't exist. If a product doesn't exist, this invoice doesn't exist. So in a real world, if I'm going to buy a particular shampoo, and if that particular shampoo doesn't exist in that store, I will not buy it. Therefore, invoice won't be created. But if the particular shampoo is there, I will buy that product, the shampoo. Then the invoice will be created. That's what this identified relationship means. In here, in this dotted line, it's called non-identified. That it is the opposite of identified. This product doesn't depend on brand. That's what it means. So you don't necessarily need a brand for the product. That's what this means. So this dotted line is unidentified, and this solid line is identified. This is all for the question set 3. Thank you.